Hello and welcome to... Oh no. Sorry, I'm getting stuff from Pokemon Unite that I don't have yet. Okay. What up? Welcome to the Sisters of Stardust, our D&D campaign that we do every Tuesday here on TikTok at 7 o'clock, whatever time zone we're in. Mountain Standard Time. And then, yeah, Sisters of Stardust has a single player, and I let Amanda here use the sidekick rules for other characters within the game. So it's actually been pretty dope. Having a lot of fun playing it. But I'm Zach, the Dungeon Master, and I'm going to let Amanda introduce herself, even though I've said her name 3 times already.
I'm Pantart, and I play Deidra Shimmerstone, who is a halfling who is a storm sorcerer with the halfling mark of healing.
So I'm going to go ahead and recap what happened last time. Anyway.
These are so hot.
Oh gosh, I'm not thinking. So last time, Deidra actually has a job at a cathedral that doubles as a giant library, and it's basically just a large religious library. She has a job lighting and putting out all the torches every day. So she was putting out the torches for her shift, like closing basically, and as she was about to leave, she heard wailing coming from the basement of this place. So when she went to investigate, she found a door. It was already unlocked. She went down there and she ran into her friend Harold. Harold is a skeleton wizard who is not a skeleton wizard anymore. He grew his body. But when she first met him, he was just a skeleton. But Harold was down there and he was basically like, Deidra, I'm looking for Phil, the guy who employs you. So basically, Deidra and Harold went looking for Phil in this basement. They looked through a couple of rooms before finding a door that was locked, and when they investigated it, the door wasn't latched, it was just locked. So Deidra lightninged it, blew it up, and then went to the next. There was another door within this room that had the same issue, and she lightninged that one, but a ghost came through and she ended up fighting this ghost, her and Harold. And then after that, they found Phil laying face down on the ground. So they picked him up and they actually found a book that was open with some runes glowing on it. And they took the book and Phil's body back up to the office. They didn't really know what to do, but there were a couple of arcana checks, and they figured out that this rune had something to do with the ethereal plane. And Deidra's mom actually is a pretty good sorceress who actually, her highest spell deals with the ethereal plane, so she decided to go and talk to her mom and ask for help. So they ended up coming back, and she was like, yeah, his body's definitely in the ethereal plane somewhere. All you have to do is follow this cord, bring him back, put him back into his body. So she goes into the ethereal plane, finds Phil, and there's a couple of other ghosts like chilling downstairs too, but they were all pretty much harmless. But she brought Phil back to his body, and he couldn't see his body, couldn't see the book, didn't really know what was going on, but she laid him in his body, and he came back to life. And when she shifted back into the material plane, she was basically like, okay, we did it, Phil's good. But Phil now started talking like would either be Phil or have a woman voice who said their name was Felony. So what they ended up doing was growing a body, because Harold has the clone spell. So he grew a body for Felony after they actually found one of Felony's bones. So they took 4 months to grow her body back. And then they used the astral project spell to get her back into put her into this new body. So now Felony is the only person in your little group that isn't a halfling right now, and is with you. And Phil is back to his happy self, and has given you access to his basically whatever you want at the library. So, yeah. I guess we can start there.
Yeah.
You still have your job at the library. A couple things have happened since then, so I will play out this one scene. Don't get too happy.
No, somebody's just commenting about how I'm eating my wings.
Oh. I'm sorry. Okay. So basically, one day, Deidra, you are home, and Harold approaches you. He basically says, Deidra, I've done it.
What have you done, Harold?
He's like, I've got the mandrake root. He's like, do you know what that means?
Does it scream when you pull it out of a pot?
What?
Does it scream when you pull it out of a pot?
It's like, no. He's like, it's just a root. He's like, it's the main component that will allow me to seal a creature to you. Remember how you wanted the shadow stuff?
Uh-huh.
He's like, okay, that's what we're doing. So he has you come towards him into his little study, and you see him mashing up this with a mortar and pestle, the mandrake root, and he also has the shadow stuff in there as well, and he's mashing that up with it. So you can see this shadow that somehow has a form being smashed with the mandrake root. And he's like, Deidra, I need some of your blood.
Sorry, this person is commenting on how I'm eating, and it's fantastic. These are spicy wings, too. Holy crap.
What ones you get?
The mango habanero ones?
Well, yeah. Those ones are so good.
Oh, girl.
I don't know, I spilled on myself. First sip. Okay. So Harold basically takes a dagger, cuts your finger, has you drop some blood inside this basin. And he pours the shadow stuff and the mandrake root within this basin, and he hits it, and it makes a gonging noise. And he starts mixing as he's gonging it and chanting some words. And as he's doing this, you see that the shadow stuff is starting to take shape, and I want to say it's like a muddy consistency with the mandrake root in your blood. Although there's only a drop of it. It just keeps shifting until you finally see a shadow snake that sprouts little shadow wings too. So it's a flying shadow snake. And it's weird because right when this thing comes into existence, you are pretty aware of what's going on with it. It's not like you can see through its eyes or smell, but you know. Does that make sense? You know it sees you, you know it recognizes who you are, and you can kind of have this, what's the word I'm looking for? Communication with it that isn't quite, I don't know, it's more innate and just a thought. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, now you have a shadow snake. And I did send you the, the stats for that in your email. And it's pretty dope.
I'm looking at it right now.
If you want to share what it does with everybody, that'd be dope.
So, she has ethereal awareness, so it can see ethereal creatures and objects. Flyby, the snake doesn't provoke opportunity attacks when it flies out of an enemy's reach.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Blend. While in dim light or darkness, the snake can use a bonus action to become invisible along with anything it is wearing or carrying. The invisibility lasts until the snake uses a bonus action to end it or until the snake attacks, is in bright light, or is incapacitated. By sunlight, the snake has disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws. Telepathic Bond. While the snake is on the same plane of existence as its master, it can magically convey what it senses to its master, and the two can communicate telepathically.
Heck yeah. Did you see what its bite does?
We do have horrible manners. It's fine.
I eat on stream. It's fine.
I always eat on live stream. Dude, last week I ate an entire pizza on live stream. And I don't eat that much usually, but like when I'm on live stream, I just want to eat food.
Wait, Amanda, did you see what the bite does?
Yeah.
That's dope. Okay. I'm gonna finish this pizza, then I'll talk to you.
Okay. No. Burp. Bleh. Sis. You just watched me eat like 8 wings and didn't complain about me covering my mouth.
Okay. After that experience, you, what am I saying? After that experience, you actually have been having Felony live with you guys for the past little bit. And you, there's a couple of things you discover about Felony within this time. First off, she was in this plane, in the ethereal plane, for a long time. Like, you get the sense that she used to live in this area, but she does not know anyone who lives here anymore. So she has been gone a while. On top of that, since she's been in the ethereal plane for so long, she actually still has like a weird connection to it. Basically, she'll be talking to someone when there's no one there, so she's just talking to ghosts every once in a while. And yeah, she has this interesting connection with the ethereal plane still. Although she is still her chipper and like cute self, where she's just like, I just want to eat pastries and have fun. But she also gets a job at the cathedral, where she's like putting books away and trying to help Phil sort out basically what's going on in the basement. While she was down in this basement, she actually found a book that she uses as a ritual casting book. So she's not necessarily a spellcaster that can just cast spells as much as she wants. She's a ritual caster, which means it takes her like 10 minutes on top of however long it normally would take to cast certain ritual spells. So, yeah. But one day, as you are, like, you figured all of this out, you're doing the torch stuff, and Felony is doing her basement stuff. She comes running upstairs as you're leaving, and she's like, oh my god. She's like, oh my gosh, Deidra, I found a secret door.
Where?
She's like, in the basement. Come here. She like drags you.
Let's go.
She like drags you along with her, and she brings you past the corridors that you've been through already. So down some stairs, through that main room of library books, through another room filled with library books, past like the special books in the scroll room, and in this room, she has turned a whole bookshelf, and there is a giant corridor there is a giant set of stairs that leads down, like, further. And she's like, I was kind of scared to go by myself. She's like, do you want to come?
Yeah, I want to come.
Okay, so you guys start walking down these stairs. And as you walk, it actually, like, you would think it would start to get, like, more damp, but it's, like, getting more dry as you go down here. But there's basically, like, 4 corners that you go down these stairs through. And then once you get into this, there's a bigger, like, stone room. And within this room, it's not a library, okay? But as you walk down, I want you to make either an investigation check or a history check. Or you could even do a religion check.
Didn't I get, like, an addition to my religion or something?
So you got an addition to your perception last time.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, boom.
Let's do history. I got 14.
14. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at things. Okay, 14. As you're looking around, you actually see that there are a bunch of stone, like, tablets everywhere with writing on them. It is in a... there are a bunch of different languages for these. Ones you know, ones you do not know. But you would recognize that they are, like, older... not older, but, like, more rare languages. Like, ones that consist of other, like, primordial planes and things like that. But as you're going around, like, I would say that you can kind of tell that... Not kind of. How do I say this right? You can tell that most of these places are probably built for... Oh gosh, that's not the word I'm looking for. Most of the tablets are completely made of stone or some other, like, type of metal. And you can basically deduce that most of these that weren't carved, there are some that were carved naturally and some that were carved, like, magically. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's, like, a bunch of tablets down here. But there is one giant pillar in the middle of this room. But there is one giant pillar in the middle of this room. It's... Basically, you see all these tablets in this first part of the room, but there is, like, a second part of the room that has a big pillar in the middle.
Big pillar in the what?
In the middle of that room. And so there's one big corridor that you're in, and then there's another section with one big pillar in the middle.
Pillars.
Just one pillar.
You know what pillar means.
Yeah, pillars are always scary.
That means we're going to have a fight.
But if you go and investigate the room, there is other stuff, but that's a surprise.
That's a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're just going to walk around this room and, like, look at the tablets and stuff. Do I know what any of these tablets say?
What languages do you speak?
Baba Yaga. Common, elf, halfling, and primordial.
So with primordial, you can read some of them. Just let me get to what I need to find really quick. So yeah, there are a bunch of tablets that you can read because they're primordial. Since you can read Primordial, you would know that most of these come from the Terran plane, which would be like kind of like the Earth. Basically, there's of the 4 elements, it comes from like the Earth elemental plane.
Okay.
But yes. But if you try to go into the other room, do you think you would try to go? Do you think you or the what's her name, Felony, would try and go in that room first?
Me, probably, because she's scared.
Okay. Yeah. So if you go into that first room, I want you to get me a dexterity saving throw real quick.
Okay.
Boom, boom. I know, right?
$14.
Okay, I'm gonna say right when you walk in there, you see that not only is there a pillar in the middle, but there are 4 little basins in the corners, and when you walk in, one of them flares up with light, and right when you see it, you like dive out of the way, and it basically tries to shoot like a lightning bolt at you, but you dive out of the way before it even like gets there, like flares up.
Okay.
But if you read some of those tablets, in the other room, like there's like these big inscriptions on the wall. One of them says, "From fire, life." The other one simply just says frost. The next one says magic darkens, and the next one says magic waxes or shines. It's like a double meaning. Or I guess it means the same thing, but there's like that word can be used to describe, or those words can be used to describe both of those in the primordial word.
What were the other ones? Sorry.
So the first one says from fire, life. The next one simply says frost. The next one says magic darkens. And the next one says magic shines.
Okay, I guess I want to kind of look at all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the fire one.
Do you want to like look at more of what it says?
Yeah.
Okay, so it says basically... so basically these are instructions on how to get into this next room. But yeah, basically you have to cast certain spells on the basins to get this pillar to drop, and there's a stairway. And there's basically like each of these things is kind of just a different inscription on what to do on each basin. So one of them is from fire equals life. So there is a basin that will shoot fire at you, and in that one you need to cast a healing spell on it, not on yourself, on the actual basin. And then once you do that, like a part of the pillar will come down essentially. And it specifically says you cannot. It can't be like a potion or anything like that. It has to be a spell that you cast.
Okay.
Cool. And then for the frost one, it says basically the same thing. So there's a basin that's going to shoot ice at you, but instead of instead of healing this one, the type of magic you would use on it is a fire type of a magic.
I don't have a fire type of magic.
I'll figure it out. Or find someone else who can. The magic darkens one basically says that it's going to shoot necrotic damage at you, so it's going to be like a black ray or a sickening ray. And with that one, you can cast any type of basically... it basically just says to cast a necromancy spell on this one. And then for the last one where it says magic shines, that's the lightning one. The one that you dodged. For that one, let's see what this one says. That one says you can use any, what's it called? Oh no, not enchantment, transmutation spell on it.
Transmutation. Well, I don't have any of these spells.
Boom. So I will say, you definitely have the healing spell. What's her name? Tulane has a lot of necromancy spells. And then, I don't know who would have an alteration spell. Not alteration, transmutation spell.
What's transmutation?
It's basically stuff that will like change the properties of an object. So, like, So basically, like, I know that one transmutation spell allows you to grow, like, your own, like, basically, like, make your bones into swords and stuff. Oh, there's a few. So Gust is a transmutation spell. Mending's a transmutation spell. Mold Earth, Message, and Prestidigitation would be. So, yeah.
Shillelagh. Goodberry's a transmutation spell.
It is. So you can put some good berries in there.
Because Arya has Goodberry.
She does. So are you going to grab everybody else then?
Yeah.
Cool.
But nobody has fire.
Nobody has fire?
Yeah, nobody has fire.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. I could have sworn one of them had Firebolt.
Huh?
I could have sworn one of those people had Firebolt.
Phil? I don't know if we want to get Phil involved.
That's true.
What about Magic Missile?
That's force damage. If you can't find like a fire spell down there, you can probably make a fire... you probably find a fire scroll out about on the town too.
Yeah, no one has it.
Okay. That's interesting.
Let me make extra sure. Hold on.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, nobody has it. Okay. So I guess we'll have to go look around for a fire scroll.
Yeah. Okay, so if you go about the town, you can go, and there is a guy who owns a magic store named Jake, and what's her name works for him. Oh no, Tulane works for Jake, so she could go and talk to him and probably get a fire spell from him.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, so I'm going to say that she comes back with a Burning Hands spell for you, unless you're going to go and talk with her.
No.
Okay.
She can go talk to him.
Okay, so she comes back with a Burning Hands scroll. She's like, I got it.
Perfect. Let's go do this.
Okay, so you go back downstairs into this room. And there are the 4 basins. You know that the one just on the right of you is the one that shoots lightning. But the other 3 are still a mystery.
Okay. So what was the lightning one? What do I do to it?
So with the lightning one, what was it? Oh, that one is the transmutation spell.
Okay.
That one would be
so
good.
We'll go in there and have Arya cast prestidigitation on it.
Okay. So she does prestidigitation. So as she walks in there, I want her to make a dexterity saving throw.
Uh, 17.
Okay, so she manages to get through it really easy. Like, she goes out there before it even goes off, and she drops, or she makes the good berries appear inside the basin, and it gets sucked up. Or not the good berries, she does prestidigitation on it, and basically makes it so that everything goes away in there. But if she's only in that corner of the room, nothing else is happening. But you get the sense if you venture to other sides of the room, the other basins will go off.
Okay. So, I'm gonna walk in there.
Okay, which side do you want to go to?
What side is the healing one on?
So there's one that shoots fire, there's one that shoots frost, and then there's the one that shoots the necrotic energy.
Yeah, but the one that I need to cast a healing spell on.
So it just said that you need to do it on the fire one.
Okay. So I'm going to go over that one.
Okay. So if you walk to the left, right when you get in there, it does start to flare up with fire. I do want you to make a dexterity saving throw.
15.
15? Okay, that is a pass. So you go over to there and you cast a healing spell on it, and it goes away. And as these things start happening, you see the very top of the pillar kind of like unlatch from the ceiling and go down like zhoosh. And then after you did it to the fire basin, it does it one more time, just zhoosh. And it's just kind of like slowly coming down.
Okay. What are the other two?
So there's
fire and a what?
So there's an ice one and a necrotic damage one.
Yeah, so you cast fire on the ice one, and then the necrotic damage one.
You do you do a necromancy spell. So you basically put more necrotic damage into it. which I know Tulane has a chill touch, which is necrotic damage, and then the frost one's the fire damage. So Tulane can probably do both of those if she has the scroll.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to have her do...
She has a couple.
Yeah.
Different ones.
But let's just have her do a... I want her to do one dexterity saving throw and one constitution saving throw. So the dexterity is going to be for the frost. The constitution is going to be for the necrotic damage.
Okay. So 12 for dexterity.
Okay, so she's going to take some fire damage here. Or not fire damage, ice damage. Pardon me.
Okay.
That's going to be 6 damage in total.
Damn. Okay.
And then, what does she get for the constitution?
$17, $19.
19k. Doesn't take any damage there. So we're going to say that she runs in, and she's not sure if she's going to have to use the scroll or use her spell on the first one. And so it's like a little confusing, but it starts to shoot ice at her, and she like panics and opens the scroll, and that's how she takes damage. But she ends up using the fire on it and getting rid of it, and then she doesn't have a problem using the necrotic on the other basin. But after that, you see the rest of this pillar come down, and there is a winding staircase that emerges in front of you.
Ooh! I'm so excited. Okay.
Okay. So you go down there and you wind through, and there is one big room. There is basically, it's just a giant empty room with another hallway on the opposite end.
Okay. I'm getting kind of scared, but I'm excited. Okay. I'm glad I have all of us here.
I mean, it is scary. No.
Okay. So we walk down the hallway.
Okay. So.
And I light a torch.
Are you just walking straight down first?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you walk into this first part of the hallway, what kind of saving throw do I need you to make? I'll do dexterity again. Do a dexterity saving throw for me.
13.
13. Okay, so you step into this first part of the room, and the floor instantly drops. You start to fall, and you end up hitting... There's basically there was like a fake floor that looked like stone, but it was just... You walked through it. And you fell to the bottom of this hole that is at the front there. And you are going to take... Choo-choo. Jeez, 18 damage.
18 damage?
Unless you have a way not to take fall damage.
What's her face has feather fall?
Can she cast that on you, or is it just...
I don't know.
Let me look.
Doesn't say on there, it just says feather fall.
5e feather fall. Because if she can cast it on you, I'm sure she will. I just want to see. When you are a creature within 60 feet of you falls, you can choose to use your reaction to change that fall rate. So, who's casting it?
Let me look at who has it. I think it's my aunt.
Oh, is she with you?
I was planning on bringing everybody because
Okay.
I thought that she had the necromancy one.
Oh, I got you.
I thought she had the necromancy one, but it's Tulane. So I thought that I had them, but I don't have to if you don't want me to.
No, you're good. It's fine. You can have your aunt.
Oh, actually, it's my mom.
Oh, your mom? I got you. You can have your mom.
Well, they both have it, so.
Cool. Okay, so they saved you from falling, essentially. But you see that this whole floor just vanishes. Basically, like you stepped on it and the whole thing just... Like it was basically just floating dust, for lack of a better term.
Okay. I'm gonna have everybody come down here. We're just gonna like use a rope and everybody come down to the bottom.
Okay. So you fashion a rope and you have everybody climb down. Cool. And I'm just gonna say you take the time, like you can take the time to do that. The other side of the room still has a corridor up top, if that makes sense. But yeah, basically just the whole room had like a faux floor. Boop, boop.
Okay.
Cool. So we're just gonna walk to the other side.
Okay. And it is still like 20 feet up where the that corridor is. So how are you guys going to get up there?
I can fly.
That's true. You do have a fly speed.
So, I am going to use my fly speed.
Okay. And that's going to take... Does that take a... What's it called? A sorcery point?
No.
Okay. Or it's just when you cast a spell?
It's just when I cast a spell.
Okay. So I'll say you don't necessarily have to cast a spell if you use a spell slot. Does that make sense? Unless you want to cast a spell.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Tulane.
Okay. Heal her up.
Yeah. So I'll roll a d8 for her.
Cool.
So she regains 4 hit points.
All right. You heal her for 4, and then you can fly up.
Okay. So I fly up, and then I fasten a rope for them to climb up.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll to fasten the rope. Do you want to do sleight of hand, or... What's the other one? We can do sleight of hand, or... if you can think of something else, you can use that too.
I thought it was performance was the other one.
I mean, performance is to like get a reaction from a crowd, I would say. It's not necessarily rope tying, if that makes sense. I would say you can use athletics or...
survival.
Survival would work too.
I got a natural 20 anyway, so...
Well, you got it, yeah. You, you tie the best knot you've ever tied. You are surprised how well you did that.
Like, wow, this is, like, perfectly fastened, and nobody would ever fall off of this rope ever.
Yeah, you, and everybody climbs up. And, you are on the other side.
Okay.
But as you walk...
I'm glad I got a natural 20 on that.
Yeah, right? Hey, at least it wasn't initiative. But as you walk to the next room, you see that there are a bunch... It's basically a tomb. There are 4 basically stone... What's the word I want to look for? What are those things? What's it called when it's like a stone coffin? Oh goodness. There's like a fancy word for it, but I can't think of it. But there is one giant room, and I would say there is a big, like a plateau area in the middle that is and the room is sectioned off into 4 sides, and each of those 4 sides has 4 coffins. At the opposite end of the room from where you guys entered, there's a staircase that goes up with a crystal little, like, it's like a torch looking, like, what is that thing called? It's basically another one of those basins from the front, but it's completely gated around, so that basically if you lit it, it would like be within this like cool decorative little fence thing. There are two of those and a little crystal sitting next to the one on the left. It's like a crystal. It's like a crystal in a tray, and not a tray, in a stand next to these two torch or basin places.
Okay. Let's sneak over to the crystals.
Okay, roll me some sneaks. If you want to, you can just have...
16.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, if you want to, you can just have one person go to the other side. But if you want the whole group to, you can do that as well.
Okay, let's just do me, and I rolled a 16 for stealth.
16 for stealth? Okay, you feel pretty stealthy going to this other side. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to roll Arcana on the crystal.
Okay, so you walk up to this crystal and, give me an Arcana check.
18, 19, 20, 21.
21? Okay, so you know when you pick this up that it's basically, it's a crystal that you can put at the end of, how do I say this right? It's basically a torch that'll never go out. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So you can put it on something and it just lights up. It's a crystal that lights up.
Okay.
You do see, now that you're really close to these two basins, that the decorative fencing around them has like a little circle that could fit one of these things inside of it. Yeah, but you only have one, so I'm just letting you know.
I'm going to put it in there.
Which one? Do you want to put it on the right side or the left side? It was sitting on the left side's stand.
Let's put it on the left side then.
The left side? Okay, so you put it in the hole and it drops in. And it starts to like glow with a like, I want to say like a blue-green light. And it like fills the bottom of this basin. And now that you've dropped it in there and you see it go in there, there's like a liquid at the bottom that is glowing as well. And that liquid starts to like expand out and fill the bottom of this basin. So the light would only normally be enough to do just a little bit, but this is super bright now that it's going off. Also, the shadows from this like fencing on there, you're starting to see like some shadows, and it kind of takes into account the rippling of the water, or the liquid at the bottom of this basin. And there are like, it basically is showing like people moving on the walls that are like bowing, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So like now that there's this light that has a rippling effect shining on the wall, it has like an animation of people bowing. Yeah, if you want to give me an investigation check, I can tell you more maybe.
I got a 2.
A 2, yeah. You are surprised at seeing this. You're like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Wow.
But you're not forming any like interesting connections to what it could be in your head. I'm grabbing my drink real quick.
I want to touch the liquid.
Okay, so it is fenced off, like I said, so you'd have to reach your hand into this hole and like get down in there, basically. But if you reach your hand in there and like touch the liquid, you pull it out and like if you look at the water on your hand, it glows for a second, but it eventually starts to like go dim. So basically it's like amplifying whatever's going on in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So there's something in the water or in the liquid that it's like...
reacting to the magic. Essentially. Ooh.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what to do here.
Also, after you put that thing in the ground, wait, what was your passive perception again?
10.
10. Okay. You probably noticed this. I gotta check. Let's see how sneaky they are. Oh. Yeah, I'll say right after you're done, like, investigating, like, the water, you pull your hand out and it dries and the magic goes away and you're like, huh. You do notice that the places where the light's hitting, like, on your side, the kind of lids to these coffins start to rumble. Like they're being pushed up and off. Like, they're trying to be pushed off, basically.
If I have to fight vampires, I swear to God.
But you do have... They are struggling to get them off, but you don't have a lot of time, is what I'm saying.
And there's 3 of them on that side?
So there's 4 on the side that the light's shining.
4. Is the crystal in the water that I can see?
The like with your... Where the light crystal, yeah. So it's like in the middle of the basin that has liquid in it.
And I have no way of getting it?
So you reached your hand in there to touch the water. I'll say you can grab it out.
I'm going to grab it out.
Okay, so you pull it out. And the crystal actually does start to go more dim. The coffins are still rumbling.
Okay. So I'm going to put the crystal in my satchel and start running out of the room.
Okay. So, as you run to the other side, basically you hear there's more rumbling from the other coffins as well. But you get to the other side with the other ladies.
I don't know what to do. Can't decide if I want to fight them or not. I want to know what they are first.
Okay. So, after like kind of debating this in your head, one of the coffins opens and you just see a skeletal hand pop out.
It's Harold! Skeletons! Okay. All of us have all of our health except for Tulane. She only has -4.
Yeah. I'll say if you want to start trying to attack them before the lids come off, I can roll every turn to see if they can get the lids off before you either attack them or somehow fasten the lids tighter.
How close together
are each of the coffins?
How close are the coffins to each other?
So every group of 4 is only 5 feet away. So there's like a 5-foot space between each of them. There is a 10-foot space between each group of 4. Does that make sense? So basically there's like a T in the middle of the room that is 10 feet long. And then to each of those sections there are 4 coffins that are 5 foot apart.
But there's 8 coffins in total.
No, there's 16.
16?
Yes.
Shit. I think we should run.
Boom, boom. Keep in mind, they're having a hard time getting these, the tops off, so I think that you could either fasten the lids on to make sure they don't get out, or you could fight them basically one at a time with all of you guys. But if you just want to run away, you can do that too.
I want to fight them, but I don't want to fight 16 of them.
Yeah, so basically it won't be all 16 at once if you want to fight them.
Okay. Alright, so this one, I'm going to go over to the a section of 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
By myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Thunder Wave.
Okay.
And that's going to be able to hit 3 of them.
It'll be able to hit 3 of them?
Yeah.
So, it can only hit... Because if you're standing in the middle of all 4 of these... Because basically it's like there's a square in the room, and these are like... There's 2 next to each other, and they're like 2 apart. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So if you stood in the middle of them, and it's like a 5-foot radius, you could hit all of them.
It's a 15-foot cube.
15-foot cube. Okay, that makes sense.
So, in that case, I could hit 8.
Wait, what?
Because if I stood in the middle,
Uh-huh.
and there's a 15-foot cube, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're 10 feet apart and then 5 feet apart.
Yeah, I think you could hit all 4 in that one section. Because the other ones are separate by 10 feet.
Yeah, but if it's a 15-foot cube and I stood in the middle of them, I could hit 8. Because that's 15 feet apart. And they're only 10 feet apart.
Yeah, but if you're standing in the 10-foot... Wait, what's going on? I feel like I'm explaining this badly. So if there was a grid, there's going to be 1 coffin, 5-foot space, 1 coffin, 5-foot space coming... Basically, oh gosh. So there's 3 squares, 3 squares, 3 squares. In all those 6 squares, which would be 5, 10, 15 feet, you could hit all 4 of those guys because they're all 15 feet apart from each other. Or they're all 5 feet apart from each other, but with all those squares it would be 15. But if you did it on the 10-foot square, you're still 10 feet. You'd only be able to hit 2 of them because they're still 10 feet away. Does that make sense? Did your phone just die? No.
Okay. No.
Okay.
It's at 20%.
Oh, okay. Might have to switch here in a sec.
Yeah, when mine gets to 10%, we'll swap.
Okay.
No, but if we were on a grid,
Mm-hmm.
and they were 10 feet apart, which is 2 squares,
Yes.
I have a cube of 15. So that would be 3 squares.
Yeah, so it'd be 3 by 3.
Yeah.
So in each section,
And I can...
there's a 3 by 3 square that has all of the coffins in them. Then there's 10 feet between the 2, between each section. Does that make sense?
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I was imagining them like in rows.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So I understand what you're saying. Okay. So I'm gonna do that.
Okay, what do I have to roll?
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. Boom, boom.
Spell save is 14.
Okay. Constitution. Okay, so one of them fails. And the other 3 are passing. So go ahead and roll damage for those.
So one takes 13 damage, and the other ones are gonna take 6.
Okay, so the one that takes 13 damage explodes in its coffin. It's not coming out. The other ones are barely holding themselves together.
Sweet. So these are pretty weak.
Yeah. They are not strong.
Okay, I'm gonna do Quicken Spell and do it again.
Okay. Let me roll for these bad boys. Forgot my dice, so I'm rolling on Google.
Oh, lame. You're like me. You forgot your dice.
Mm-hmm. So they all passed still, so go ahead and half that damage.
So 5 damage for all of them.
5? Okay, they're all still up.
Damn it.
Do we want to roll initiative?
Yeah.
Got it. Jeez. Come on.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll for me first.
Okay.
And I got a 3.
Got you.
Tulane got an 18.
Tulane got 18. Okay.
Jeanette also got an 18.
Okay, who has a higher dexterity of those two? I think they might have the same, actually.
I think Jeanette has higher.
Okay.
Yeah, Jeanette has higher.
Okay.
Oh no. Arya got a 19.
19? Okay. I feel like Arya goes first a lot.
I know, right? And then Kira got a 5.
5, okay.
Or Kyra. And then Rhea got a 15.
And then, oh goodness, did you bring Felony?
Yeah, she was there. She got a 1.
Okay, Felony can be 1. And then let me roll for these guys.
I had to write down the order because there's so many people.
There's a lot. Okay, so first is going to be Arya.
Okay, so she's going to cast Frostbite.
Okay.
And they need to make, one of them needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, I rolled a 3, so it's a definite fail.
And it's gonna take, 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay, that one is gone.
Okay.
Oh.
Who's next? Jeanette is next?
Next is, I got it here. Yep, Jeanette.
She's going to cast... Sword Burst.
Okay.
I want to do Cloud of Daggers, but I don't have that pulled up. Let me pull that up.
So Cloud of Daggers just puts a bunch of daggers in a 5-foot space. So basically, if anything walks in that space, it'll get hurt. Or if they start their turn in that space, they'll get hurt.
Okay.
Basic part of it. Needing another piece of pizza real quick.
Okay, so let's do that. Cloud of Daggers.
Where's she putting it?
Let's say she puts it around where I am.
Okay.
So it doesn't hit me, they're just around me. Is that okay?
Well, she can put it next to you, but if you're inside of it and you start your turn there, you'll take damage.
Oh, okay. So we'll just do it like on one of the skeletons, I guess. It's gonna die.
Okay. How much is the damage?
44.
Jeez.
Is it gonna hit both of them or just one of them?
So if it's touching both spaces, it can hit both of them.
Okay, because it's a 5-foot cube, so I think it could hit both of them.
Okay. I think so too.
3, 4, 6, 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay, both of those ones are down. So this first section is cleared, but there are 3 others. I will say that you notice on the inside of the that first coffin that opened, that at the bottom, like other than the skeleton, there is like a like crystal pedestal. Same thing at the bottom of his thing. So there's like a glowing juice at the bottom, if that makes sense, that's fenced off.
Glowing juice.
Because,
It's fenced off still?
Yeah, there's still like a fence. So basically, like there's still that hole to where you could reach your hand into it. But it's at the bottom of his coffin.
Okay, I'm gonna put the crystal in the pedestal.
Inside his coffin?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's already one in there. Like it's already glowing.
Oh, I'm gonna grab it.
Okay, so you put your hand in there. I'm going to say we're still in initiative right now, because there are the other sections.
Okay. So when it's my turn, I can grab it?
Yeah, so it's Telane's turn right now, but in the other sections, all of the skeletons are going to be trying to get out of their, whatever they're called, out of their coffin, so I'm going to roll to see if any of them get out real quick, okay? Number 16. Okay, so in the section just to your left, only one of them gets out.
Okay.
Section above you, only one of them gets out. And then the section that's on the other side of the little plateau in the middle of the room. Also, only one of them gets out. So there are 3 currently out, only 2 of which can make it to you right now. But they just use their actions to get out, so they're not running over yet. They're kind of making their way over, but they're not, like, engaging yet. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But
so Tulane is. But what?
I was gonna say, but it's Ray's turn. But if you want to do something to Tulane, you can.
Telane's gonna cast Ray of Sickness
Okay.
on one of them.
Okay.
So let me roll to hit. 21. That hits.
21. And what kind of damage is it?
Poison damage.
Okay. So she shoots this poison ray at him, and it does hit him. Can you make an Arcana check for her real quick? Or a survival check?
16.
16. She gets the vibe that, like, this thing hit it, but it didn't do any damage to it. Like, the type of damage isn't working on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
But yes.
Okay, so it's Rhea's turn.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to have her cast Lightning Bolt.
Okay.
And can she hit more than one, or because it's 100 feet long?
Yeah, she could hit more than one. So if she like ran to one corner, she could hit like 4 that are in a row.
Okay, so I'll have her do that.
Okay.
And they all need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. And 3 of those 4 are going to have disadvantage on that because they're still in their coffins.
Okay.
First one, double 16s. What's the DC? Because I got 18 just barely.
Her DC is 15.
Okay. So the first one passes. Second one, 4 definitely fails. Third one only does 1 roll. 14, 14, 15. Yeah, 15 passes. And then one more. Disadvantage. 10, 12. Okay, so 2 of them fail and 2 of them pass.
Okay, so that's 31 damage to the ones that fail,
Okay.
and 15 damage to the ones who pass.
I think all of them just died. Let me look. Boom, boom. Yes, all of them explode. They are not alive anymore. Next is
Kyra.
yeah, Kyra, whatever her name is. Is that your aunt?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to... Ooh, that'll be fun. I'm going to have her do magic missile.
Okay. How is she aiming the magic missile?
How's she aiming it?
Yeah. So basically,
I'm just gonna have her do...
at level 1, she has 3 darts, but every level she goes up, she gets another dart, and then she can choose where each of those darts go.
Okay. So, I'm gonna cast it at 2nd level.
2nd level, okay.
So she has 4 darts.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna have 2 go at one of the skeletons, and 2 go at the other one.
Okay, so just roll a d4 and then add 2, and that's what each of the darts is going to be worth.
Five.
5. So, wait, explain how they're getting shot again. I'm sorry.
So 2 is going at one of them, and 2 is going at the other.
Okay, so
So there's 10 damage to each.
Okay, so both of them look like they're barely being held together, but they are still alive.
Okay. Then it is me.
Yes, it is you.
And I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt in a line so that I can hit 4.
Okay.
Because some of them are still in their coffins.
Yeah.
Okay, so, my spell save is 14.
14. Okay. So you already killed one of these skeletons, so I'll say that there's 3 that you can hit in this line. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. One of them is out. He fails. Other one, disadvantage.
16, 19.
He passes.
2,
Other one
5.
fails. 2 fails and a pass, Amanda.
So it's 31 damage
Okay,
and 15 to the other
okay,
one.
all of them are dead. You only have, I believe,
3 more, I think.
3 more. 3 more. But next is Felony.
Felony.
Did you see how Felony works?
Kind of.
So she uses like a sling or a short sword, and then she can, if she has advantage on the attack, which she can get from either hiding or from having one of you guys next to them. When she gets advantage on an attack, she can add an extra 3d6. And then after she hits something, she can hit something else within 30 feet of it for half of whatever the sneak attack damage was with necrotic damage, because like a ghost does. Basically, a ghost is going to redirect her stone.
I don't understand that, but okay.
I can explain it to you later, but
Okay. So I'm going to use Sling.
okay. So first off, I want you to so she can use a bonus action to hide, and that'll give her advantage. So we'll say that you did that first, so she's hiding.
Okay.
I want you to roll a sneak for her real quick. I think she has a +7 to her sneak.
Yeah, so 19.
19, she is well hidden, so she's going to have advantage on this attack. So...
Okay. She's a +7 to hit anyway.
Cool.
It's 11 or 14? 14?
14 hits.
Okay. So it's going to be 1d4 plus 4.
And then she gets to add 3d6 on top of that.
So 7 plus 3d6?
Yep.
13, 14, 15, 19 damage.
19, so that skeleton is dead. But she can also target a skeleton which is within 30 feet of it. So there is a skeleton within 30 feet of this one. And it just does damage. It does 2d6 to whatever one it is.
So 9 damage.
9 damage. That one is bloodied. And now it is... We've got 2 skeletons left, and it is Arya's turn.
Okay, so she's gonna cast... Let's see. Ooh, let's do Ice Knife. Let me pull that up.
Okay.
Sorry, it's loading. Okay.
You're good.
Okay. Ranged spell attack. Let me look at what her... plus 4. Okay, I'm gonna roll to hit.
Okay.
So 20, not natural.
20 non-natural, that hits.
It's gonna take a d10, 1d10 of, so 6 damage of piercing damage.
Okay. Are you hitting the one you just barely hit or the other one?
The one we just barely hit, are they within 5 feet of each other?
So the first one you killed was already within the 5 feet because of the 30 feet one with
Yeah.
the ranger. The other one is, I would say she's within that 10-foot gap. Like, so they're in 2 separate sections. Does that make sense?
Okay. So then I can't hit, it won't hit it with the exploding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom.
So that one's dead.
Okay, that one is dead.
And then is it Jeanette?
Yes, Jeanette.
So she's gonna go up to it and do sword burst.
Okay.
And they need to take...
Is it a dexterity save or a constitution?
the dexterity save.
So 3, 5 altogether, so that's a definite fail.
Okay, so it's gonna take 5 damage.
5 damage, okay. It takes 5 damage.
Okay. It's Telane's turn.
It is Telane's.
I'm gonna cast Chill Touch on it.
Okay.
$11 plus 4, 15.
15 to hit.
Yeah.
That hits.
Where's my D8? There it is.
I think Chill Touch is funny to use on this because it makes a skeletal hand come up and hit somebody. And this is a skeleton.
Um, 8 damage.
8 damage. 8. It is down. So you've cleared all the skeletons.
It's dead.
Cool, cool.
Can I roll an investigation to see if there's any more crystals in there?
Yeah, so you knock off basically the rest of the tablets, right? Or I guess they were already knocked off, but you move them so you can see. Roll investigation for me.
15.
15. Okay, so you can see that every single one of the coffins has one of these, what's it called? Like, I guess, for lack of a better term, a lantern thing in there, or a lamp. One of these lamps in them. So you find 3 more crystals within these, and every single coffin has a lamp. But, yeah, basically, each section had one in a certain place, so I would say weird. Each one has a crystal in the one closest to the middle, to the plateau in the middle, except for the section that you first walked into, or the section that you came. Oh gosh, the section that was originally shining light down onto them didn't have it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to take 2 of these crystals and put them on the 2 sides.
2 sides? Okay. So when you put 2 of the crystals on those, you mean like the sides by the stairs, right?
Yeah.
So when you put them in there, they start making like these 2 crazy bowing illustrations. And you see behind you a what's the word? A portion of the floor like comes up and makes basically different steps going down or going from the stairway that you're at to the plateau. So you can walk up there now if you want to.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up there.
So you walk up, and there is another basin up there. There is no magic coming off of this basin, but there is a gold mask with like a fan coming off the top of it.
Can I roll Arcana?
Yeah, go ahead and roll Arcana for me.
Arcana +3. 18.
18. You do recognize that this is... How do I say this right? This mask is magical. It is definitely... what's the word I want to say here? It has necrotic energy coming off of it, as well as, I believe, transmutation, but I need to check. But yeah, necrotic and alteration magic are coming off of this golden mask. Like, you can just smell it. Does that make sense? Because you smell magic.
I just know.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up the mask.
Okay. You have a golden mask.
This is gonna be like the mask.
What?
You know, the movie, The Mask?
Oh, you think it's the mask?
I don't know what it is, but I get that
It
vibe.
is transmutation and
like,
necrotic coming off of it.
Because it's transmutation magic.
But
okay.
yes, you look...
I just take the mask. I'm not going to put it on or anything.
Okay, you have a golden mask.
Sweet! Is there anything else in the room?
No. It's pretty much like... You do still have those crystals that have the light. That give off like that green-blue light. But other than that, there's nothing really else in here other than the cool... There are those cool, like, I guess the illustrations on the wall that come up when the magic's on it. But other than that, I wouldn't say there's any other, like, passageways or outstanding features within this room.
Okay. So I'm going to walk back down, and I'm going to grab the crystals out of the thing.
Okay. So you have 4 crystals.
I have 4?
Yeah, you have 4 of the glowing crystals, because there's 1 in each section and then the one that you found. Or there was 3 in 3 sections and 1 that you found at the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna head back. I just wanted to get rid of those stairs.
Okay, so the stairs do go down. And yeah, you have found a golden mask and you have those crystals.
Cool bean!
Is there anything you want to do with that mask before we end? Because I think we are both almost going to die our phones anyway.
Yeah, I wanted to, we can do it next time.
Okay. So we will investigate.
Because I want to take it to the monastery and see if he, like, knows anything about it, but...
Oh, that's actually a really good idea. I like that. Yeah, we will end it there. Yeah, should I? Yeah, I'll talk. Thanks for watching. Yeah, it was a good time. We do our lives every Tuesday here on TikTok at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And I repost every episode on my YouTube channel that you can find through my Instagram link on my profile. Yeah, I repost those every Monday. So you will see this episode on Monday. Like I said, thanks for watching and peace out.